Terraria's Forgotten Difficulty, Classic Mode. So easy, many don't even consider it worth playing. But, how hard is Classic Mode? Well, there are many ways to quantify this, but what if I am specifically asking is if we were to just fight the bosses with limited equipment, how little work do I need to do to beat each boss? I'm going to be playing this in Journey Mode on a maxed character to save a lot of time. If this is popular enough, who knows, maybe I'll do it on a normal character. Just a couple of rules. First, I will only be using the portion of my health pool that I would have at that point in the game. Like I said, the character is maxed, so technically I begin with 500 HP. But a fight only counts as beaten if I never fall below what my health should have been. Second, I will be doing this as minimal effort as possible. If I have the option between a weapon that a boss drops and going and making a new weapon, I'm going to be using the weapon that the boss drops. If what the bosses give me is ever not enough, I will do the easiest thing that gets me the minimal that I need to win the fight. I will be traversing the world with a drill containment unit and a UFO for speed purposes, but I won't be using them for boss fights. Like I said, if this pops off, I would be willing to do it again, starting with a fresh character. Which leaves one simple question. How much effort does it actually take to beat Terraria's easiest difficulty? The issue with Classic Mode is that it's just so slow. It doesn't, look at it, it doesn't move. In Expert Mode it like zooms, but it's just so slow in Classic Mode. If you want to be technical, you don't actually need to beat either of these bosses to beat the game. But they're just kind of the first two bosses that you experience, and I think it's worth seeing how easy it is to beat them. I won't be fighting Skeletron or Queen Bee or King Slime and a few other bosses because they're just unnecessary. That said, these two just felt like I should at least see. And you'll notice literally nothing changes between my strategies. All you need is throwing knives and platforms, and the boss fight is rather simple. You stand on platform and throw knife down. Very, very hard. What's funny is one of the easiest boss fights, when you're fully prepared and for the worthy difficulty, the hardest seed and difficulty you can have, is the Wall of Flesh. Probably one of the hardest fights when you're not prepared and don't get all the equipment you could possibly grind for in Classic Mode is the Wall of Flesh. I don't know why, but I just thought that was kind of funny. Of course, we're still saying hard relative to Classic Mode, so I really had to splurge on this one. I got lead armor and Molotov cocktails, which means I still haven't yet had to use anything that comes from defeating a boss. A long platform and Molotov cocktails is really all you need for this fight. The more armor you have, it's just going to be easier, honestly. The other boxes are there because I'd beaten it before, but I had not beaten it and stayed within the health threshold. I'd fallen below 100 HP, and because I can only have 400 HP at this point, that means I'd lost more than 400 HP, so I had technically died, so it didn't count. Did you know that without any armor, with barely any preparation, without any hard mode weapons, without a good sword, without almost anything, you can kill the Destroyer as one of the easiest bosses in the entire game? Yeah, just look at this. You need a box, some dynamite, and a single piece of hard mode ore. And it's just that easy to kill the Destroyer. And since the Destroyer is so easy to kill, now we have access to all of the hollowed materials we'll ever need. I wanted to use a weaker weapon for all of the mechanical bosses just to show you that it's possible, but the issue isn't health, it isn't dealing with them, it's actually time frame. The night is so short that you can't really kill them with less than a decent weapon, but since the Destroyer was so easy, and the mini shark is so cheap, and shark fins are pretty easy, it requires a little bit of a walk, but shark fins are pretty easy. We can just make the Mega Shark, and that's plenty for all the fights. And then you just add Curse Flame bullets, which are once again very easy to make. It really trivializes the fight. The biggest issue with Skeletron Prime is that he's just has so much health. Once you kill the appendages though, it's really just a matter of eating through that giant health pool. With how much defense he has, it takes a while, but it's not very hard. The twins are an entirely different story. They require a whole extra item. A bed. A single bed can trivialize this entire fight. Because the biggest issue is you can't get from the right side of the twins to the left side of the twins. So you can just teleport to the left side of them with a recall potion or something to go back to your bed. It's so easy. I haven't bothered getting wings up to this point. I still just have rocket boots. Because who needs wings? I mean, wings are for losers. You don't need wings. I won't use wings at all in this entire run. That totally won't happen. At all. Rocket boots plus Hermes boots and a golden horseshoe is all you need. Trust me, I'm a professional. I know exactly what I need to beat this game. With the twins vanquished, that leaves a total of 4 bosses. Plantera, Golem, Lunatic Cultist, and Moonlord. Plantera requires absolutely 0 extra prep time. Just make an arena and go fight her. Who needs to mine chlorophyte or try to play the game? Just go fight her. It's easy. And Golem plays the exact same tune. Just go fight him. It's not a problem at all. You make your little platform up above and just run left and then run right and then run left and then run right. Jump when needed, dodge the lasers. It's child's play. Now the Lunatic Cultist really drove my back into a corner. He made me do something insane, something crazy. He made me farm for a pair of wings. I know I said I wouldn't use them, but honestly this fight was kind of hard without them and it wasn't really worth it. See, there's this strange dichotomy when doing minimal effort. Sometimes grinding for an item is easier than getting good enough at a boss to beat them with less items. And in this case, and also for the Moonlord, not to foreshadow or anything, getting the item is a lot quicker than learning the boss fight. So I got, as always, the pillars fall, even if it takes a little effort. In all seriousness though, the Lunatic Cultist was a massive jump in difficulty spike from Golem and Plantera and all of the other bosses. This is the first boss where I actually had to try. I mean, it wasn't hard to try, but I had to try. Which summons the Moonlord. Now the Moonlord is going to be a very, very, very difficult boss with what I have at the moment. Even if I use the fragments to create the best weapons I can get at this point in the game, Pixie Wings aren't going to beat him. I'm sorry, they're just not. So the minimal effort thing is to just kill the Pumpkin Moon, get the broom, and win. Just like that. Anyways, if you enjoyed, subscribe and have a good day.